Hello guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Before we start, just a quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is for educational purpose only, nothing is financial advice. Anyways guys, finally a red day in the market, Today most of our setups were bearish setups, but when we have system, we don't care market is bullish or market is bearish. In this video today, you will learn how to capitalize on a bearish day. When it is a bearish day, the system lets you guide you through bearish setups and not going long. So that's what we're going to talk about today. A lot of setups, a lot of earning setups, a lot of market shorts. So we're going to discuss all that. Before we discuss that, let's do a quick introduction. Quick introduction to anybody who's new to our X accounts, new to our YouTube, or new to our community. So we trade a repeatable system. Repeatable system called Ripster EMA Clouds System. This system is not the integrator. This system includes all the concepts that I teach day in, day out. All these concepts, all these teachings, the system is traded by thousands of traders across the world to trade consistently. You can check YouTube, Google, or if you want to learn more about the system, or you can go to my free website, or of course you can watch my recaps and follow me on X. So every day we make a plan. So system is how you trade, setup is what you trade. So we have to find our setups. So we do find our setups. I do this pre-market planning live in the pre-market. I do that. So our pre-market plan has news, any new significant news we make, or any earning plays, which we have earning plays, and then we also have index stocks, upgrades, downgrades. Today there was a lot of earnings, so you see there's a lot of earnings there. But at the same time, we do focus on a lot of these setups that we have. I highlight anything which is red. I highlight the main opportunity setups that we focus on the red setups is our main watches. So we have this plan. I make this plan live in the pre-market, a half an hour before the market open. I make it live on the live screen, and then I share it with my traders in the community. So in addition to that, we also trade futures. Today was a great day to trade futures. I will talk about the gap fill setup. We provide these levels and this, the system levels in the pre-market, so that future traders can trade futures with the live guidance. In addition to that, we also trade the stocks which are based upon crypto, which move with crypto, Bitcoin, MSTR, coin. We provide these levels on these setups in the pre-market to the traders. We of course trade index stocks every day. We create these 16 or 12, 16 setups are always on our play every day. Today, like a day like today where we were bearish, there's a lot of bearish setups which we shorted in the market, buying puts to short them, or buying even trade the futures bearish. So we provide these levels and these the key plays in the pre-market for the traders to trade. In addition to that, we also have something called day 2 day 3 strategy. So day 2 day 3 strategy is one of my repeatable strategy that I teach often on the YouTube and on X. I did a free webinar on this as well. This webinar is also available in our community. So the day 2 day 3 setups is anything that can move on the day 2 day 3. Especially the setup is very important during the earnings. This setup, a lot of traders have a lot of success with these particular setups. These are day 2 day 3. We will discuss few day 2 day 3 setups today. We'll talk about Oracle, Circle. There's a lot to discuss today actually. But we'll talk about our winners, our losers. But we do trade a lot of other things. We trade low floors, we trade IPOs, a lot of things. When market opens up, I'm on voice first few hours of the market open, guiding the traders through the morning session, because most of the trades we take are in our morning sessions. We are not an alert service, but we are an educational focused community, one of the largest trading communities online. We have one of the largest trading floors where thousands of traders all day long are share ideas, helping traders find opportunities, keeping losers small, winners big. We have a lot of tools in our community. We provide 3 option flow scanners. Anybody can use that free. We have stock scanners. We have audio stock alerts. We have breaking news alerts. We have a bunch of news squawks. We have a support resistance alerts. We have order flow scanner. A bunch of other senior traders also share their screens all day long, educating live as well as trading with together. We trade the system. We stick with our system. We stick with our game plan. I'll show you my timestamp guidance on a lot of the setups we traded today. I cannot really show you what I guide on the voice, but apart from that, we will discuss everything. So that being a quick introduction, let's start with a recap. Let's start with the recap for the day. So we finally got a red day in the market. Nothing crazy. It was a normal 100% ATR on SPY. And then we had QQQ, which was 100% move, 100% ATR. 100% ATR is the average move the stock makes. And you see that QQQ traded 100% ATR. You can use those Ripster. If you're interested in my indicators, they're all free on TradingView. Search my name and you will find those. Big picture, the market is still bullish. It was just a red day, so we capitalized on that red day on the index and how we traded that. We're going to recap all that. Usually I provide the guidance on the SPY QQQ. I provide the plan in the pre-market to the traders how to trade that. So let's see what was our guidance during the market. So we trade with the VIX strategy. And we do have some concepts called amateur moves, trend moves, 10 AM concepts. We trade with all those setups. My guidance, which most of my traders and followers already know, that today was the key level that we were watching was this. Let's take a look here. So our key level today was this 1490-15 area. So over 15 on the VIX, we were supposed to be bearish, and we combined them with the concepts called a gap fill concept, which is a pretty straightforward concept, which is when we have a profit taking and on a gap, because market has been running crazy. So today was just a breather, profit taking day on the market. So always understand how market moves. Don't be blindly bullish every day. Although we were long at the first candle open, for the first 10 minutes, if you see that, we had a bullish open on SPY, we had a bullish open on QQQs. It was a morning amateur move long. So if you see that, right at the open from 931 all the way to 940 in the first 9 minutes, the QQQ pushed from 571 to 572. $1 move, and right away, and then it came back, we stopped out. We stopped out over the longs. SPY longs didn't work because we were under pre-market lows. So the longs there didn't work. But once that happened, we stopped out at 950. We went into the gap. So the story rest of the day was short, right from the clouds here. It was a short towards the MTF. I told the traders we are in the gap fill now. You see that SPY, we are in the gap fill. So what does mean? You buy the puts or you short the futures. You short the futures for the gap fill, and you wait for the gap fill. That's your target. And the Ripster clouds, as you see, told you to hold. QQQ, hold. It also gave up another short when it rejected the MTF clouds right here, there as well. So it's a beautiful short all day. So let's look at what was the setup here. My video got a cut in there, so if I'm repeating it, don't mind it. So anyways, so this was the setup, right? I even tweeted out. So you see this failed, our longs failed, and this is where we become short. What is the setup? VIX breaking 15, we are in the gap. VIX breaking 15, we are in the gap, and we're breaking 3450, and we're breaking pre-market lows. So you buy the puts with the confidence for the gap fill target. That's what I told the traders, gap fill, you see that 951 right here. I told the traders, gap fill short. No longs. This is important. No longs. And we continue to flush. And then we'll look at the individual names as well, which continue to flush. So the initial trade flushed. 4 of our traders in the community, they bought the puts and they went really nice here. SPY went to the MTFs, QQQ. Then we bounced. Then we did bounce here. We did bounce on SPY. You see we MTF, testing MTF. And you see the MTF rejections. You showed it again. You can scalp it, but the main trade was this gap fill and then MTF. When it's not even bouncing after the gap fill, it's going lower. When it's not bouncing over yesterday's lows, it's going lower. So you just have to watch your entries. This was your entry, right at 10 AM bear flag breakdown. This was your entry. You do not panic. You need to know if you're trading lottos or you're trading futures or you're trading SPX. Anything you trade, SPY puts went couple 100% there. QQQ puts went couple 100%. NASDAQ futures, you risk reward that I often talk about. So that was the fade, right? So you can see that continuous guidance all day on that, and we do it again and again and again and again. And I've been teaching this for many years on X. And everybody knows this strategy, right? The VIX breaking out in the gap, it's an A+ short. That's how you take these shorts and have your keeping the loser small and you hold. You do not just take 20-30% gains on the puts. If you're trading the puts, you hold them, you let them work. And then there was also a midday short setup guided by one of our senior traders, Tape, in the community. Really nice guidance by Tape. Let's take a look here. So Tape was guiding on that midday flushes. And with the Ripster cloud, you can see that he was in these puts, which went for him from like I think it went from $2 to $12, right? So you don't size too much. SPX is an advanced topic. We can discuss this later, but you can see that Tabe likes to trade 4-hour candles, and he knew the targets on the gap. We call it an air gap, and he was taking it towards his target. Continuous guidance in the community, teaching at the same time. The people are making some gains there. It's not always about making money. It's about learning the process. Do not get greedy and buy a bunch of puts and panic sell, because you to respect the system, you have to size small. Midday shorts is not for everyone, but definitely doable. But most of the money is made in the morning. An important thing today was that you don't have to be bullish. That's why continuous store traders, don't be bullish, don't be bullish. SPY dump, QQQ dump, no longs there, gap fills, MTF targets, easy setups for us in the community. Let's look at some of the stocks which sold over. So pause my screen and look at these levels, SPY QQQ levels that we give in the pre-market. Look at the VIX levels. VIX is breaking over 15. You have to short the market. Look at Apple, Microsoft, and NVDA levels, the Netflix, all those levels. So when market is heavy, I'm continuously on the voice and telling the traders which stocks are the best ones to short. So Tesla was a short. Tesla was a good short. On that flush, I told the traders that Tesla is a short as well. No long short. 34, watch MTF. So Tesla was a short, and Amazon was a short. You can see that. You buy the puts. That was a good one. Netflix was a short from that flush. So when you see the market is heavy, look at the market breadth. I often teach about the breadth. You just buy the puts. You do not try to go long. This day, I don't even care about this call, because the breadth is weak. I know the call is not going to be there strong enough. Make money on the short side. Losers small, winners big. So that's how you do it. Beautiful trades today all across the board. I think Meta was also, let's take a look. Meta was a beautiful short all day. What was Meta? Meta was MTF Clouds short. 3450 breaks, MTF 1 break, MTF 2 break. Easy setup. And you see the Ripster Cloud gave you the shorts all day long on Meta. There was no reason to be all day short on Meta, to be long on anything. The why was it A plus? Because market was heavy. The breadth was weak and VIX was spiking. So these concepts, once you learn, even if you do not short, you will understand how to save your account going long today. A lot of traders were red today because they were bullish because market has been running. We don't do that. We don't buy when we're day trading. We don't buy. Even with the swing trading, we wait for a bigger pullback. So it was a nice red day, and it was a easy setups there. You can always trade leverage ETFs. I talk about that often. If you have struggled with options, trade leverage ETFs, TQQ, SQQQ. If you don't like to short something, buy the leverage inverse ETFs so that you can make money on that side as well. So there were many other good shorts. Let's look at the crypto stocks. Let's look at our pre-market planning on the crypto stocks. Coin 381 support, 405 MSTR. So let's take a look at Coin, and we look at the shorts. Coin was a great short for us yesterday as well. And again, with the MTF clouds, right? When MTF clouds are telling you short, you just have to respect the Ripster clouds. You buy your puts, you hold. Buy your puts, hold. Market weak, Bitcoin weak, Coin MSTR, always great shorts, especially since Coin broke that 20 EMA on 2021 MTF clouds. That gives you the conviction to short this, buy the puts. Buy $1,000 worth of puts. By end of the day, you make 2,500. That's a good day, right? So risk reward, holding on these moves is important. The traders often buy puts, they will sell here, and then when they will lose, they will sell here. No, when you buy them, you hold so that you can get the complete. As long as the clouds hold, you don't get out. Double bottom here on the coin here. That's why it bounced and it got out. MSTR curled here, get out. So those are other opportunities that the traders in the community took here. We as you see that we always on our trading floor, everybody was the bearish. All day long. MSTR was bearish. Was bearish. Goku took that 400 short. Gabby took that short. A lot of traders in the community took a short there. MSTR Coin was a beautiful short. Indy was short on Coin, and you can see Cole guided everybody on that short trade on the daily 20 MTF. So you see the power, right? We trade with the system. That's why 1,000 traders in our community are continuously improving, and staying with the trend. And that's why we try to do, even if you lose, you need to stay with the system, change your habits. Today was a red day. Day like today, you do not go long, you stay short, or you sit on the sidelines. So NVDA, yeah, NVDA was of course a short as well. You can see that once it broke that at 10 a.m. with the market, you shorted into the gap, and MTF was your target. You made an easy point there on NVIDIA as well on the short side. All right, so let's look at now at some of our earning plays. I'm going to go fast. I spent a lot of time on the marketplace. So we divide the plays. So all the plays we discussed so far were market plays. Those are called market dependent plays, market plays. And this now we're going to talk about our earning plays. So let's see what was our planning on the earning plays. We had a bunch of the earning plays are highlighted: Boeing, UNH, PayPal, Spot, CLS, NVO, SOFI, UPS as my top earning plays. I gave the pre-market planning. So UPS, what was the plan? No long under 100. Only long if 512 calls and 98 holds. As soon as I see the weakness on UPS, I tell the traders short it, right? So you short it. Here you go. Short 934, short, flush, stops break even. Stops break even, take some off at 945. Next target 93. The final target was 91, and we did hit almost close to 91 by end of the day. So that was a beautiful setup. Why was it? It was a daily bearish chart, 1 hour bearish. Earnings bearish, 10-minute bearish under the pre-market lows, and UPS paid pretty well for all the traders in the community. Even if you want to look at the 95 puts, those went from $1.60 to $4, 1,600 into 4,000. If you're trading the options, if you're not trading the options, you short 100 shares. You risk 100 bucks, less than $100. And by the end of the day, you are making $500, right? So that's kind of risk reward you need to look for when you're doing these setups and repeatable setups with the Ripster clouds. And it's not like we are doing gut feeling trades. Our system is guiding us, and we are holding as long as the system tells us to hold. Let's look at the next earning play. So next earning play we traded pretty nicely was Spotify. So Spotify was a great trade for us. Let's take a look at Spotify. Little choppy because it failed to flush under this level for a minute, but as you see that it did not push over the clouds, it did not push over the pre-market lows. That tells us that Spotify was still a short. So let's look at the pre-market plan on the Spotify. Let's take a look here. Spotify result misses on revenue, guides below consensus. If something is missing on revenue and guiding also lower, it's usually a short, especially if the technicals are also telling the short. So Spotify, the pre-market plan was simple: bearish bias to short the pops, cautious of 512 calls. So as soon as I see that Spotify is weak, I tell the traders short it. I see this rejection, you short it. Stops I gave at 655. There were stops right here. You short at 650, $5 risk, and it flushes. It flushed to 628, bounced a little back to 648. Then I told the traders to put the stops at 650. Again, you short that area, and again flush to 623. Even if you're shorting 100 shares, you're risking $500 in this flush. You're making $1,000 every time it flushes down there. Now it went to a consolidation. When you have no clear picture, just go to the 30-minute chart and you will see that it was just a bear flag on 30-minute chart. So it was a bear flag on 30-minute chart. So it doesn't look like much, but all day Spotify faded from 648, 650 to 615. I mean, that was, even if you were a little late, you still could make 25 bucks per share short on that. And of course, the options were higher price for bigger accounts. And then had Spotify some bad news as well, and then flushed to 615. Finally, when we curled here, we got exited. When we so I gave the 628 stops, but finally when Spotify was over this 512 calls, we exited it. Spotify was another pretty nice winner for us in the community. All right, so next one we're going to look at is PayPal. So let's see how the PayPal did for us today. So PayPal, so watch carefully what happened on PayPal. PayPal, the planning on the pre-market, pretty simple. Let's take a look. Planning on the PayPal in the pre-market was MTF below, watch out curls, bearish bias. So we had that plan. I didn't see anything in the morning because it dipped, it was swiping up. I didn't see that. But at 10 a.m. I saw the rejections right here at the MTF clouds. That's when I told the traders it's an MTF short. It's an MTF short. Because it's a 512 rejection, it's a 512 rejection and MTF short. So MTF fades means that's a short now. You shorted it here, right here, 72, and your stops are at 73. Target I gave was 71. We actually flushed to 70.31. So that was an easy flush from a 10 a.m. trades. You didn't have to take the opening trade. You could wait for this bounce and put price alerts. You see the bounce, you hit it, and I try to alert the traders right away of the setup, and the traders took down the PayPal from that rejection all the way down, and then they did curl. The curls were not A plus, but PayPal was a beautiful trade for us in the community. All right, so next one we're going to look at is WHR, the Whirlpool, the company. And what was Whirlpool doing for us? So Whirlpool was a long trade at the open. Let's look at the pre-market planning on Whirlpool. What was the pre-market planning? The pre-market planning on the Whirlpool was, let's take a look here. Here we go. I highlighted it as a red because I saw that it can curl. I said 512 versus 82 holds, 85 push, no go under. So once it pushed it over this 85 level, it was a long. I told the traders long it right at the open, and 90 was the target. It did hit 90 and rejected, bounced again from the 512, again pushed, and then stopped us out. It was nothing crazy, just a dollar and a half long trade, especially with the shares. The options wouldn't do that good there. So that was a Whirlpool in the morning for us. So let's look at next one. Next one I'm going to look at is Lilly. Lilly short really didn't work for us. I mean, we were waiting for more, but that kind of became a loser or a scratch trade because it didn't do anything after the amateur candle. So we were short on Lilly. Lilly flushed. We were short right at the open. Our first target was 75. You have to be fast. You can go to the 1 minute chart if you can't see what it was doing. You can see that Lilly right at the open, 931 short, and by 939 in 9 minutes it hit 955 target, right? So you could get out there, take some off, or usually we do take some half off and we move our stops break even. Then Lilly bounced, and we had to stop out. So basically, if we didn't take anything off here, then we become a loser, because reason being there was no move after the amateur candle. It did fade later down the road and failed the curls, so the curls didn't work. So Lilly was not really a good trade, was a loser for us today, unless of course you traded the amateur move and moved on. Let's look at the next one. Next one we're going to look at is Boeing. So what was Boeing doing today? So let's look at Boeing's pre-market planning. Let's take a look here. Let's go in the Boeing pre-market plan. The pre-market plan on Boeing, of course, the earnings setup was 52-week high, bullish bias to long. So that was the plan, that we would bullish bias to long. But once it breaks 3450, that plan is gone. That becomes a short. That becomes a short right away. Right away short. I told the traders on the voice that's a short. Once it breaks MTF, it's a further short, and the stops on MTF and continue to flush. You short 237, 236. If you short 236, your stops are at 237, $50 stops, and it flushed nicely all day, towards 227. So that was Boeing for us. Decent setup. Let's look at Uber. Another one of the setup. Today our game plan was pretty spot on. So Uber was another one. I didn't focus too much on there, but if you see that Uber loses UK Supreme Court appeal over tax rivals, trade versus MTF, 88 support, 89 support, and as soon as it so Uber was an MTF short right where you see that at 50-55 MTF. So that's why a lot of my traders don't even, they don't wait on me. We already trading in repeatable systems. Our strength is in the system. Our strength is not that we are alerting things, and we are not about that. You can see that how Uber was fading all day, bearish. Trader took the short, Malik was short, Manu was short, Mike was short. Manu guided the traders really nicely, and Nikhil was short, Mike was short, and you could see that, right? It faded Uber from 88 all the way to 86. A decent trade there on Uber. So next one we're going to take a look here is MGM. So MGM is the resort, the casino. We actually traded a similar setup called LVS few days ago. It dumped, and when MGM reported, our bias was bearish. Our bias was bearish on MGM. Let's take a look. So MTF also, I told the traders MTF fade. That means MTF short. So what that means is that it's going to flush, and it was an MTF magnet, right? So it was an MTF magnet. Simple, easy setup, MTF magnet. So you short here, take it to the MTF. You could short 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, don't really matter. You're risking $1,000, but you are not even $1,000. You're risking like $600-700, but you are making more than $1,000. So that was a trade. Definitely a better trade with the shares. Let's look at next one. Next one was SOFI. SOFI. Let's take a look here. SOFI. MGM also, there was a game plan right here. I didn't cover that. Okay, so SOFI, 52-week high, cautious of the profit take first, bullish to neutral. So it was a long right at the open. I told the traders you can long it, but the problem was it could never get over 25. So you have when this, and then it stopped also here at 512, and after that it did turn a short with the market, and now they did the offering. So flushed, it flushed. It was a good swing. I recapped the swing charts as well, but it was not real. In the bearish market, the fintech takes a hit as well, so that's why SOFI gave up all day long. All right, so let's take a look at next one. So next one, we're going to take a look at MRK. That short kind of didn't work for us, but let me show you what system did. So we were short on MRK. I told the trader it was a loser short that shorted. Similar to Lily, it did not work. It bounced right back to the 512s. And I mean, if you shorted at the open, it did flush, but it swiped right back over the 512s and stopped us out. And then you could play the curls if you want. But SOFI, MRK was, let's take a look here. Yeah, there you go. A lot of MTF above, bearish buys to short, but cautious of the calls. And it did call, and we stopped out of there. So that was MRK. So let's look at another good setups here. The other one we're going to look at is CLS. CLS was a guidance by RGV today on CLS. Let's take a look. CLS also RGV highly focused on his A+ setups. The reason being good earnings, all-time highs. And CLS, the plan on CLS was pretty simple. All-time high, long over 188, gap and crap under that. And as soon as it pushes over that, holds that 188, you know it's a long. You take it along right here. Gap and go. RGV guided the traders. It ran all the way to 208. Beautiful trade by RGV on CLS. All-time high setups are usually A+, especially if they're coming out of the consolidation. They have good earnings. RGV guided the traders. A lot of traders traded the CLS, Celestica, little unknown names, but was a beautiful, beautiful setup on CLS. Beautiful guidance by RGV. Chart is at high, all-time high. Gap up. Daily is bullish. Pre-market volume is good. The levels are clear. Both EMA Clouds are, bullish into the market open. Pre-market resistance above. Beautiful, beautiful guidance on CLS by RGV. Let's go to the next one. So next one we're going to look at is UNH. So let's see what UNH did. So UNH was a short, but what happened was it chopped us in the morning though. In the morning it did not work. We put stops at 270. It did not break the pre-market low. Then we stopped out. So in the morning UNH was the loser for us. Then the traders did short it again, and then it gave a midday short, right? So because it rejected the 512s, and so you see that this kind of chop kind of is where our losers were. You see that all our losers today was the shorts that didn't work, because they pushed over. But although UNH was still bearish and did still fade, very bearish chart. I mean, it can go to 250 before any kind of, dead cat bounce. All right, so next one we're going to look at is Circle. So Circle was another one that didn't. I mean, it was working. Let's take a look here. So Circle was choppy, right? Never broke the pre-market lows, and we tried to long it, failed, short bounce from the pre-market lows, MTF rejection. So you see this is chop, up, down, up, down. So these are the chops that open happen. Although core weave was definitely a better day to set up for us, and you see that core weave did flush in the morning, and then it swiped out, and we got out of the shorts. Once we got out of the shorts, and then it pushed towards the MTF. You can see from the 512s it pushed towards the MTF. There are many other setups today in the community. Oracle was a nice long earlier in the morning. It was a busy day, a lot of trade setups, but you just have to focus on the good A+ setups. All right, guys. Hopefully you had a good day. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.